Good evening and welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 2nd of February 2025. We're into the second month already. I'm joined tonight by my friend Martin. Hello, Martin Murphy. How are you this evening?
Hi, Paul. How are we doing? Hi, everyone.
Martin was just saying to me there before I come on, are you tired? Is there something wrong with you? House is nearly the born and bleeding down. The young ones have been baking, so never mind the eyes.
Clear that after smoking a big fucking spliff.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. It looks that way, doesn't it? Look, honestly, you can see the smoke around me. I nearly died when I walked in. The kitchen was fucking, like, the kitchen was in flames. Like, and she's sitting there on the sofa watching Derry Girls. Come on. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake. But, yeah, but listen, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But, there's a lot of places coming online this week, isn't there, Martin? All around the country.
Yep. It's gone full force.
Wow. Jesus Christ. I have a video there in my valley. I'll show that now in a while. But
some spot, isn't it? Huh?
Oh wow, man. Wow. Now I know for a fact that out in Knightsbrook as well. Now I don't know whether they're fruit pickers, they could be fruit pickers, I don't know, but they're busting in and out there at 10 o'clock every night in Knightsbrook because I stayed down there last year for 3 nights and I seen it. I was down there on 2 occasions and I seen it. So as I said, I don't know whether they're fruit pickers or what they are. You know what I mean? They could very well be. So, but they're all foreign workers. You know what I mean? You know, but it's. I seen Tom as well. Tom and the lads going heading down today. Did you see that to drop off?
Yeah, they did great work now. That was yeah. Gavon's off grid space. Tom, Shinabina,
and Fergus. Yeah.
So there's great work there. It's great to see a bit of community effort like that. Oh, fair play to them.
Exactly. Just let's go with a comment that's here. What's the crack, Mickey Tip? How are you? Did anyone's electricity go at all during the week? Not up here. I don't know. I know a friend of mine, Fran. He's in Ballyjames and I seen he posted a thing on Facebook. Fran Delaney, he's a mate of mine's electrician. He's from Dolamede. And Fran posted that they wouldn't be back online until the 5th of February. And they reported it on the 24th, I think it was. So, like, come on. You know what I mean?
It's 60,000 plus in the country still without power.
Yeah.
That's 11 days now. So, yeah, we're not far off a third world country at this point. And we've got some serious infrastructure problems. But look, it is what it is. Might help wake a few more people up. And like I said, we need to look at being a self-sustainable nation and stop relying on the state for everything. We need to just we need to step away from the state completely. Just ignore them. Stop paying everything. Just work on your own thing. Grow your own food. Get friendly with the local food producer. You know what I mean? If you've got a bit of ground, plant some seeds. What you plant this week, Paul?
I didn't plant that this week, to be honest with you. I'm not planting the arse in this chair. That's it.
We agreed. Fuck's sake.
I forgot all about it.
Not good enough. I got spuds from Kerry that were grown in, the lad who gave them to my brother. He said they're grown in seaweed fertilized soil. So
I've seen something about that. Yeah, was that you put that up?
Yeah, so I'm going to stick in
up about that. Yeah.
I'm going to sticking them in the ground now.
What part of Kildare is Moy Valley? I don't really know. I don't know Kildare much now. Anthony will be the man that'll tell you exactly where that was. Somebody else at the posting up there. Paul on the panel. Hope you're having a good bank holiday. We are. Paul, been meaning to ask for weeks. How did you create the opening team titles for the Irish column show? It's class. I can't take all the credit for that now. That was down to Anthony. Anthony done that. The first week Anthony came on board, that was Anthony's contribution, and we've been using it ever since. I love it. I think it's great the way it's done. But it's done. Anthony has the software to do it there. So listen, if you get in touch with us and we let you know how we do things, you know what I mean? That's no problem. All the other stuff that we do with the studio here and the Irish column around, I do all that, like, you know what I mean? And we move the shit around and do what we have to do. And yeah, but listen, if you want to know any more, come through to me there on the. You can send me a text on the Scooby Doo there on the WhatsApp 089 203 1521, and you can also watch us live at Fitzy Dub, at Anthony Casey, at Rugger Murphy, on Facebook at Papa Simons, Freedom Network, Martin Murphy, and the irishchannel.com/live. You'll also get us on the Anthony Casey podcast. So keep sharing this out, people, and we'll keep cracking on. Go ahead there. Sorry, Martin, go ahead. 9. Hold on. Sorry, no, this just came up here.
You caught me in the hot there. I was actually
no, lads, 9 illegal immigrants found in a container coming into Rosslare last Monday morning. I'm hearing Irish haulers and truck companies have a lot to answer for, earning up to 20k per illegal immigrant. Now, I heard a story about this, that I think they give 11 grand or something to put them through the yoke or something. They're giving 11 grand or something like that for diverse or black or whatever they are, you know what I mean? But I think they're giving 11 grand. That was the number that was thrown around to me there last week or the week before when I was talking to someone about it. You know,
there's a whole criminal cartel all the way from the far side of the Mediterranean, working all the way up through Greece, Italy, all the way through Europe, all the way to the French ports into England and then across to Ireland. It's a government sponsored criminal cartel. That's what's happening. And it's all by design, and every so often you get a media report or 9 were found in a container. There's probably about 9,000 that weren't found, and that's the reality. The figures, and
they're all coming through Rosslare. They came through Rosslare. I think they were from Eritrea. I think they were all Eritreans. I think that's what they said.
Watch Rosslare. I'll just say that one to you.
Well, now, in saying that, while you say that, hang on, I'll give me a minute. And just give me a minute to upload something there. But Rosslare, there's going to be a protest down there on the 20th of this month, and close the harbour. That's exactly what it's about. And I have a little video there I'm just going to play, seeing as though we're talking about it. I'm just waiting for it to pull up there. But if all the Says No groups can make their way to Rosslare, that would be be brilliant. It really would. I'm just going to play this. This is only about 3 minutes long, or 2 minutes long, and we'll come back and talk to it.
The Irish people are under siege by a reckless government that has abandoned its duty to protect our nation. Rosslare Europort has become a gateway for illegal immigration, facilitated by state inaction and policies that prioritise outsiders over the rightful sons and daughters of Ireland. The time for silence is over. Now is the time for action. Recently, 9 illegal immigrants were discovered hiding in a container at Rosslare. Were they deported immediately? No. Instead, they were processed and absorbed into a broken asylum system with no accountability or guarantee of removal. This is just one example of how our borders are wide open to those who enter unlawfully, aided by a government that refuses to enforce immigration law. Beyond illegal migration, the consequences of uncontrolled mass immigration, both legal and illegal, are measured in Irish lives lost. Countless people across Ireland have been murdered by individuals who should never have been here in the first place. From the tragic loss of Aisling Murphy to the horror of the Parnell Square attack and the recent murder of a child in New Ross, the Irish people are paying the price for a system that disregards their safety. This protest at Rosslare Europort is not just a demonstration, it's a stand for national survival. We demand immediate border security, deportation of all illegal migrants, and an end to the state's betrayal of its own people. Ireland belongs to the Irish, and we will not surrender our homeland without a fight. For our nation, for our fallen, for our future.
So, calling all patriots to Rosslare Harbour on the 20th there, you've seen it at 2 p.m. So we can all make our way. Listen, if any of us
how much do you want to bet there's going to be massive checkpoints on the motorways?
Don't you know it?
Trains will be stopped. Buses will be stopped. It's got. I guarantee if you can at all, get down the night before. they do Dublin all the time.
Anyway, they're going to be checking everything. And anyway, listen. Yeah, you have a mate has a minibus. go down the night before and sleep in the minibus, lads. That's what you do, you know.
Yeah.
An old THL van or something like that. Down you go. But I remember I walked there years ago. Listen, when that hotel was the only hotel down there, the Great Southern, and it was a beautiful hotel.
Yeah.
We used to drink in it all the time, like, and I'm 56, I would have been 18. So how long ago was that? 36 years ago, 38 years ago. You know what I mean? So listen, Rosslare Harbour was just a harbour.
There's a balcony, and you can watch the ships coming and going and stuff. You can sit out.
Oh, yeah. Well, that wasn't even there when I was going in there. All it was a station house.
Yeah.
Like that was it. There was a little bar at the end of the bleeding platform. You missed the train, you sat in the bar all day and waited for the next train, and it was great. It was a lovely little bar, you know what I mean? And you'd meet everyone in it. And then they made the ferry port, the Irish Ferries one, the big, huge one now that they have now and all that. And it's all changed since then, like, you know what I mean? So there's motorways up and down to it now as well. Like, you don't have to go near any of the little towns anymore. You used to have to go through all the little towns, you know?
Yeah, it's nice. But I was there. I know I stayed in Rosslare a couple of times, but it's probably gone back 15, 20 years. It was nice though. It was nice.
Oh, it was lovely, yeah. Lovely.
But the criminality going on in the in the ports, in the airports, and the ports coming into the country, everybody is on the take. You know what I mean? Everybody's on the take. You know what I mean? And fucking, if 90% of the people are doing it, I can't blame the other 10% for fucking, you know what I mean, for taking the few bob as well, to turn a blind eye. But you know, it's big money. It's big. People trafficking is a big industry. You know what I mean? And that's, people need to look at it like that. It is an industry. There's a lot of people, a lot of developers making money out of, you know, if people stop coming in, these developers buying up properties to kind of rent back to the government, all that business goes away. And you have to remember that the government's sitting there now, they're funded by and supported by and lobbied by these developers. It's just one big, like, the information is all there, right? And we're sitting on it. You know what I mean? I know people who are sitting on tons and tons of information, but because there's criminality linked to the information, we can't release it yet. But we have to be, it has to be simultaneous. It has to go to, it has to be released by a legal firm first of all. It has to go to the Justice Department, has to go to the guards, has to go to the government, and all the mainstream media outlets all at the same time. And it has to be so far removed from the people that compile the information, because, like I said, it is very, very dangerous. I spoke about it before, but you just wouldn't believe the names that are, like, there's sports celebrities, you know what I mean, connected to the biggest names in the criminal world, you know what I mean, through dummy companies and property purchasing and stuff like that. You just, scary stuff, scary stuff. You're muted, Paul.
You're saying it couldn't happen, you know, you couldn't write it. You could write it because it's happening. You know what I mean? We know it's happening.
Hey, we'll get movies out of it yet. But I know a guy who's very, very good at researching and digging and stuff like that, and the stuff he's found is just fucking, you know, like I said, it's scary. It is scary stuff when you see some of the names that are involved. You're going, oh, I know for a fact he's killed people or had people killed. You know, it's kind of a but that's your government is working in lockstep with these people. You know, and the civil service is working in lockstep with these people. But look, that's what I'm kind of moving away from fighting the government now, because it's a case of we have to build something else. We have to build a parallel society, and just basically, instead of fighting, let's just ignore them. Just ignore them. Don't care. Not doing it. Just we'll build education networks where you don't have to have your kids in state schools. We'll build our own medical facilities where we rely on natural remedies as opposed to big pharma. We build food supplies. Shout out Conway's Farm. So if you're not following James Conway on all the social media, or, you know, subscribe to his podcast, The James Conway Experience, he's doing some serious work and got some great ideas, and he's got serious support as well. I'm going to meet some people in Tipperary tomorrow to discuss, just throw around the idea of doing something similar in Tipperary. And we'll try and get one built, try and get a farm in every community, get everybody growing a small bit of veg, get everybody getting a few ducks or a few hens or a few whatever. Like even if you live in a housing estate and you've only a small back, you can keep a couple of ducks, you get duck eggs, you keep a couple of chickens, you get fucking hens eggs. Do you know what I mean? That'll sustain you. You can plant. You can grow stuff in bags, like fucking like a big Sports Direct bag. You fucking put on that and throw buds in it. Throw one potato.
I seen a woman using one of them skip bags. For ground potatoes.
I bought two. I went to the best price then. Bought two. You know those garden rubbish bags. You know what I mean? They're like they're like a tarp, if you know what I mean, but they're in a bag. You know that green stuff. You roll them down a small bit, fill them with soil, stick a potato in. Leave it till September, you'll get 40 potatoes back. And telling people that, you know, even your small little bag of because they're very easy to grow and they grow very well. The little salad potatoes you get in Aldi and Lidl and fucking the supermarkets, get them for fucking 39 cents for a bag. Leave them sprout in your kitchen. Stick one of them in. You get for every one you plant, you get 4 bags back. And you don't have to do it with them. Stick them in the ground and walk away. You go back to them in September. And there you go. You have spuds for fucking the most of winter. My folks grow a lot of stuff at home, and like we're in January, and they've only just run out of what they grew last year. You know what I mean? And it was just a small area: spuds, beetroot, kale, simple stuff to grow.
I love curly kale. I love mashed potatoes, onions, and kale.
Oh yeah, so that's fantastic. A few spring onions on top as well, like a bit of gravy.
Yeah. Listen, we never had spring bleeding onions. Will you stop? You spring onions. But remember the time
you had kale though.
Yeah, we had kale. Yeah, of course. We had Moore Street. You know what I mean? We probably had spring onions, but we weren't brought up on.
I was only in Moore Street. I'd say 2 or 3 times when it was Moore Street. We used to have to go to Dublin. To my
on the 8th of December, was it?
No. It was different. We used to have to go to Temple Street. 2 of my brothers had a condition that was very rare, and then a couple of times a year they'd have to go up to Temple Street. And you know, the odd time we go, and it was a big fucking day out when we were children. It was the first time you got to go on the train, like, you know what I mean, and that was it. But I remember being in Moore Street as a child, I think once or twice, but it was old Moore Street with fucking, like, I could barely understand the dubs talking, like, you know.
5 for 50. 5 for 50.
What language is that?
Yeah.
But it was fucking, it was brilliant. It was lovely. It was nice. It was safe. It was safe. You know what I mean? It was like fucking Dublin always had its problems, but Moore Street was safe. Fuck me, the videos in Moore Street now, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, you even with your hands on your wallet in your pocket, you'd still fucking think, yeah, this is gonna get swiped. Like,
oh, it's crazy, man. Moore Street is just. Anto Boyle did a video there, Jesus, a few months ago, and the Romans have taken it over. Like, that's how bad it's got. Like, you know what I mean? It's gone ridiculous. Like, you know, it's spot the Irish person in Moore Street now. You know, it really is. You know, but this other one's at the nearly born in the gaff down, and it tells me they taste lovely. Oh my God, she's mad.
But that type of market, that type of Moore Street market, like there's one in one of the villages near where I live in Feather. There's lads selling fruit and veg there on a Friday morning, and those markets do exist, but we need more of them, and we need to have them open all the time. You know what I mean? And your local, I don't. Do you have a local butchers near you, like an old? Because there used to be fucking great fishmongers and fucking butchers in the city.
Yeah, listen, they've shut down the local butcher with Lidl's and Aldi and Dunn's and all them places. Like, you know, we had a butcher's here. He was brilliant. He was, and I think he ended up having to sell it. I think he died afterwards, the poor chap. You know what I mean? But he was sound. He used to do during COVID, especially. He used to deliver it to you, right? A 20 quid or a 25 quid bag. This is no messing, right? And it was. Listen, it was for barbecues. You got 8 chops, you got a bit of steak, you got this, a bit of chicken wings, chicken this, chicken that, burgers. You got loads for 25 quid, and he actually delivered it to you. Like, it was fucking brilliant. Yeah. I was getting it from my man, everything. Like, he used to deliver 3 and 4 lots to me. You know what I mean? It was great. And then he was just gone. It was it was crazy.
Read that comment there.
Martin, 20 years ago, you were considered an illegal immigrant coming up to the It's true, yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah, it is true.
I'm the most posh spoken culture you'll ever come across.
I tell you, it's crazy. But I'm gonna play that Moy Valley. I'm just gonna play that now. Papa John, I think it was, done this one here now during the week. I think it's on his TikTok. So let me see. Yeah. So we just play this and we'll come back and talk to it now. I have to go in here and sort this one out for a minute. I'll talk to you. We'll come back in a minute.
Past them. This is the Moy Valley Hotel and Resort. That's the hotel, and these are the 32 apartments. That's how close it is.
That's where the planning permission is for the 74.
And this is where the planning permission is for the 74, is it, Katie?
Yeah.
74 apartments that are going to be built as well. And that's how close the migrants will be to the hotel here. There's Pappy J there. Now at the moment there are still 6 people living in here, and they've been given, is it 72 days to get out? Until May to get out, and they're refusing to leave. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. If they're refusing to leave, we are going to have to be here to try and make sure that they're kept here. This is where all the migrants are going in here now.
There's no reason why an Irish person should be thrown out in the street.
No way, no way. And again, as I said, that big green there, that's where... It's all right.
Private place.
Okay.
Public space.
Yeah, if it's a public place, surely we can record. Yeah, but there's no one in there.
Nobody in there. Public space.
Okay. You heard the police there, not to be recording
Public place.
residences.
Public place.
It's a public place, public place.
Yep.
So, children's playground over there, and as I said, 74 apartments. Planning has been applied, so that will be starting here shortly as well. Altogether, it's 550 acres in size between the hotel, the grounds.
It's absolutely massive.
It's massive, 18-hole golf course. The place is enormous, absolutely enormous.
And up here behind those bushes up there is the main hotel.
Yeah, the main hotel again is up behind those bushes there.
That's your auxiliary hotel.
Auxiliary hotel, yeah, and the private
weddings
house.
and
We'll have weddings and all that. Here we go. So this is down in Moy Valley Golf and Resort Centre, down here in Ballina, not Moy Ballina, B-A-L-N-I-N-A, but B-A-L-L-Y, I think, N-A-Y-N-A, in County Kildare. So that's where we are now today. So we're heading back out now to the main entrance. And
just a quick note, folks, on this as well. Knock is on the 16th of February. So we're asking all the CNO groups, all the community groups and everything else to please come up to Knock. As you know, there's 2 eyeglasses going in there, and that's got to be stopped. Also to more religious and everything else programs. Alright, folks, thank you.
And also we're planning another event in Ballina, County Mayo, shortly after that. That date will be announced in the next week or 2. Okay guys, thank you all. On behalf of myself here and some of my Pappy J, Katie and
your man over there.
the fella, the baldy fella there. We'll see you later on.
Jesus Christ, that's just mental.
Yes,
Isn't it?
Corky's looking better. He's looking. I don't know what Paul's after doing there. Yeah, Jesus, Corky's looking well. So shout out to Corky. He'd been unwell there. For
He
a while.
did, yeah, done very well. But that place is like, why are the Garda patrolling it? You know what I mean?
Hey, Jack Boots of the State, private security.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Paul, you should see Clonmel. There's a lot of videos gone out about Clonmel. They have watchtowers with 8 to 12 men on 24-hour 12-hour shifts. The cops are in there. The cops are going up and down there. They're spending so much time protecting that place. There's a look. when your fucking head of your police force is fucking ex-MI5, when your guards are being recruited from a company in the UK, you know what I mean? They're rotten to the fucking core. There's still some good ones in there. I'd suggest you start whistleblowing, start leaking information, because we can't fix your job unless you fucking help us, unless you give us the information. So like if there's a good guard there, leak the information. We'll keep you anonymous. We won't, nobody will find out who you are or what you've said. Right, but we need to start rooting out the corruption in the force as well. Like, because look, it's coming from the top down. We know that, but when push comes to shove, I was just following orders won't cut it. You know, it just will not cut it.
Yeah.
Speaking of orders, no deployment of the military, to the best of my knowledge, in relation to assisting with
With electricity.
yeah. Now I know look, electricity is specialized work, but like surely there's fucking actually
Plenty of engineers. Plenty of engineers.
yeah, there's
in there.
loads of engineers in the army. Now, listen, I could be wrong. I'm just saying I have not seen any videos or any evidence of the army being deployed. Now they do it for floods. My own young fella I know has been out fucking filling sandbags and floods and stuff like that. And I know he was out in the snow bringing doctors and nurses to work. But there seems to be no deployment of any military force to assist with the storm damage, which is strange. Now, again, I could be wrong. If somebody knows that the word, then please correct me. But to the best of my knowledge, I didn't see anything.
Paul, 2 busloads of illegal immigrants are moved into the Hampton Hilton Hotel in Smithfield on Wednesday night. I saw the videos. They got a shock of their life when Greek Street Flats residents were there waiting. I did see it, and I've seen the videos, and I think Gavin went in. I think Gavin spoke with the manager or something, and he assured them that they were gone. And Gavin came back out and said they were gone, and apparently they weren't gone, or they were gone. Nobody knows, you know what I mean? Like, but Gavin took the manager at his word, you know what I mean? He gave him his word, and he came out and said it to them. So, listen, it is what it is, like, you know what I mean? But you can't just be. It doesn't. Like, let's be honest about it. There's 60,000 homes without electricity in this country. Yet they could bus 2 busloads of migrants into a big 4-star hotel in Dublin, you know, and leave 60,000 people. Like, nobody has went anywhere. Like, Tom has a video there. I'm going to actually play the video there now of Tom today, right? And it's only 49 seconds long. But this woman, it's down the country in Ballina somewhere, wherever it is, and nobody has been near her.
And they've done nothing for you for... no one came here from the council or anything?
No.
11 days?
One guy came on Thursday with a dish of hot food.
Yeah.
And he said, you can get more if you want, but you have to call about it. My phone won't work. Nothing works.
11 days. That's unreal, isn't it?
Shocking, that.
Nothing at all works.
This is what's going on. This we're Balladreen. What do you call this here?
This is Balladreen area.
Balladreen area.
And this is Hawkstrip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And electric
Shocking way to be
everything
there.
is out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is unreal. That is unreal. Yeah. Okay, man.
Thanks a million.
Jesus Christ. That poor woman.
Imagine getting to that stage of your life and
Yeah.
you're just left to rot. You're left.
Just
Do
left
you know
to rot.
the terrible thing is, after all this is said and done, it's probably going to be a poor rural couple or an elderly bachelor or widower, found fucking dead a couple of weeks later, fucking, because no heat, no power.
Yeah.
Look. Do you know what, Paul? It's on us. It's on us. We're the ones who let community slip. It was us. It was our generation. We did it, and we need to hold ourselves accountable. We allowed this to happen because now, personally, you know what I mean? I didn't live the good life, but I'm part of the generation that wanted 2 holidays a year and wanted 2 cars, wanted 5-bedroom house, and wanted. It's not my nature, but it's my generation's nature. When we accepted all the shit the government fucking handed out and didn't realize that our infrastructure was crumbling around us. So you know, we have a responsibility to fix it for our kids and our grandkids. So, like, you know, like I said, building the sustainable communities, building the, you know, even if there's a network, and if you have 10 or 20 people in your area that are all awake, we'll just use the term awake, right? Fucking get your money together and buy a big fucking diesel generator, and a couple of big fucking solar panels, and have them in storage. And then when shit hits the fan, or if this happens again, you just all go to one house, set up your generator, set up your solar panels. You're grand. Fuck everybody else. Well, look after the elderly, but you know who to fuck. That's it. We have to look after the people who are willing to look after themselves. It's as simple as that. Like I said, the elderly and infirm and children always have to be looked after. But there's a cohort of society there who just don't care. Do you know what I mean? Don't waste resources on them, okay? Because they would spit on you in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? For you trying to make their lives better. So look, I'll stop ranting. But like being self-sustainable is the most important thing people can do now. Okay, plant a few fucking. We laugh at him and Ryan. You take the piss, and I take the piss out of that man something fierce. But remember when he said the thing about fucking having your fucking lettuce planted on your windows.
Misty Gaiman.
Fucking, hey, do you know what? It kills me to fucking say it, right? But on this one occasion, this one time and one time only, the prick was right. Although he wasn't, because lettuce has zero nutritional value. So plant lettuce, plant kale, plant beetroot, because it's fucking grows easy. Plant onions, plant garlic because they're medicinal.
There's the Taoiseach saying there. Ireland's biggest mosque, planning permission, 5,500.
Burn it,
Griffin. Listen, I think that was granted in 2014 or something like that, and it was back up for review in 2018. I think they have to bring it back up for review again every 6 or 7 years or so.
Yeah, not tiptoeing around this.
And you want to see this place. You want to see this place.
Let pigs out in it. Let pigs out in it. Fucking pig's blood. Fucking erect a big move. We'll move a fucking an old high cross and we'll stick it right in the fucking middle of it. I'm not having it. There's one coming in Clonmel. Is it? Not happening. Not happening. I'm not tiptoeing around this one. Islam is not taking foot in fucking Ireland. There's enough of them here. And if you're an Islamist watching this, fuck off home. And I'm sorry for being blunt and crude now, but no, it's not happening. After reading what went on in England in relation to Rochdale and I can't remember the names of the other places. After reading the victim impact statements and reading the court transcripts.
The one in Southport with the 3 kids. Jesus Christ!
No, it's sorry, Islam not happening. We are a Christian country. You're not welcome. You're not welcome. It's as simple as that. And you know what? I'm going to do a Stephen on it from Braveheart. It's my island, and I said so. Right? That's it.
Yeah. €189 per night to stay in the Hampton Hilton Hotel, Smithfield. Do the maths. I'm sure there's breakfast and dinner there as well, Paul. The rashes are crispy. Throw a few of them rashes into that mosque over in there, Clongriffin there. But heartbreaking. But it's just crazy.
And you know what? You can believe what you want. I have no problem with you believing whatever you want. You can believe if you're here and you own a house, you believe whatever you want inside those 4 walls, but you keep it inside those 4 walls, right? I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, there's something someone posted up. Electricians and engineers were sent over from England, and the powers that be wouldn't let them do the work because they had no safe pass. They had the English equivalent.
Yeah, but as well as not having safe pass, the ESB won't sign off the foreign workers. So a lot of the foreign workers that have come in from Europe and stuff like that, they're just standing around doing nothing. And I know that from the inside, from the network. I know people working on subcontracting for these systems, and Shane James as well. Like he does a lot of timber work for a contracting work. You know what I mean, going in before the ESB to remove the trees and stuff like that. And he said, these foreign guys are standing around twiddling their thumbs because the ESB won't let them work on their on their networks, won't let them make connections, etc. So, it's Look, I'm glad people are agreeing with me, but everybody else needs to say it out loud. Say it out loud. Islam is not welcome in Ireland. We are a Christian country. Islam can. You can be an Islamist in the Islamic nations. There are plenty of them there. You are not spreading your ideology to this country. I will not accept it. And by Christ, I will go to war over this. I will quite happily start another crusade to ensure that Islam does not take root in this country. It does nothing but harm. And I don't care. They can sell it as the religion of the priest. You know what? I guarantee I've read more of the Quran than a lot of people, a lot of the actual jihadists and the Islamists, because know thine enemy. And that ideology will not take root in this country. Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just actually looking for something here from Susie D. There was Susan Delaney. There was a post posted the other day. I'll pull it down.
Oh yeah,
now
that
and-
got the one about the it's an
Yeah,
old
yeah.
post, but it's amazing the way sometimes.
Oh, I
old
remember
posts
I
get-
do now. I remember I do
Yeah,
now. She's
but
listen.
yeah, but
She's a great girl. A great
Mm.
girl.
she's brilliant. Herself and Stephen are fantastic, sure.
I have to say, like I meet her here, and like it's true what she's saying. Everything she said was bleeding true, because I know, like I've seen the schools around here. You know what I mean? It's gone ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? It really has. You know, and like she was getting lots of threats and everything when she was running her campaign and everything. You know, it was wrong. You know what I mean? It was.
You see, Doctor Umar.
Yes,
fucking
I have it
fake
here.
teeth, yeah. Well,
I'm gonna show that now in a few minutes after I show her video. I'm gonna show her video, but this is a video she done from oh jeez, it was last year, I think it was, or the year before, down in Mayo, and Mick O'Keefe put it up last week, and Musk retweeted it. Nearly 50 million views. Jesus Christ,
Oh,
that
but
has
you're
to be a record.
But all of the right-leaning American media people now have picked up the Candace Owens.
Yeah,
picked
and
up
ran
theirs,
with it, yeah.
yeah. So there's a lot. It's got great traction. But Mick
See, but
O'Keefe's
that's all we need to do. We need to get
Yeah.
one or two videos out to them, and boom, this will explode. This
Mick
will
O'Keefe-
explode.
Yeah, but Mick O'Keefe is getting great traction now, international traction. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
yeah.
Fair play to him. Absolutely fair play to him. And a lot of people give him stick and stuff like that.
A lot of people give him stick. I like Mick.
sorry,
I've no problem with Mick. He's a good guy.
The work he has done, and people going, "Oh, you use my video." But do you know what? Get over yourself.
Yeah,
That lad-
see, this
True,
happened
yeah.
with me. This happened with me in Coolock. I got a phone call. I'm not going to say who phoned me and said, oh, Mick O'Keefe is using your videos there, and he's not giving you any credit. And I said, listen, I tell you, I said, I have 4.5 at the time with 4,500 followers, I think. I said, Mick O'Keefe has 142,000 followers. I don't care once the content is getting out. And that content went around the bleeding world, like, you know what I mean? So I was happy with that. I don't care whether it was Paul Fitzsimons or anyone who's watching that who knows me can hear my voice on it talking, you know what I mean? So I don't really care, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But sure, look, anybody who's in this for credit or to make a quick buck or whatever, I'm sorry now, but if you have a voice out there that is reaching that international audience, you should be bloody sending the man stuff to get it out there. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Look, if you're looking for a few extra clicks and a few extra likes, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Do you know what I mean? But you will get, like Paul said, just stick your voice on whatever content you've created, or stick a watermark on it. Do you know what I mean? That just, if you've got a social media channel, just watermark your video. So if he does use it, that it goes out and that people can see, and that they'll have a look at the link and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But like we're fighting a war here, like, and we just get caught in the, like I had a space earlier on. I'm starting a new space on Sunday nights called What Now Irishman. Like I said, it was just the test one tonight, so there's very few people on it. But even with the very few people on it, 2 people still started arguing. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something really wrong with the Irish psyche. There's this, I probably told you the story before. There's a kind of a monument or statue or whatever, something that in Tuam, it went up fucking probably about 20, 30 years ago. But it said the artist was representing, it's 2 heads facing a different way, and it's kind of a like the neck is kind of twisted, and then there's a big empty circle. And somebody told me that the artist was representing the Irish people, 2-faced, twisted, and gutless. But we have to stop shitting on each other, like, you know what I mean? If an Irish lad does good, big him up, give him more support, Yeah, I've heard about the Sharia financing. I need to look into it, and just 100%, because a lot of fake stuff out there. So it seems unconstitutional. And I've seen the same post numerous times about that Sharia law fans. Do you know what? Hang on, now we'll fucking fire up the other computer. I'll grok it there and see if
everyone's agreeing with you, Martin. Everyone's agreeing with you.
Yeah, but do you know what?
Martin.
Okay, so listen, brilliant to agree with me. Absolutely fantastic. What are you doing about it? What
Yeah.
are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to actually do something without consequences for the few, we need the many, right?
Yeah.
So we need, if we want to actually do something, it's the whole Julius Caesar thing. How did they get away with killing Julius Caesar? 50 of them stabbed him, so they couldn't blame one individual. So
Yeah.
if we're taking action against illegal anything in this country, because the
I
state
forgot
is
to
not
text
gonna-
Orla.
Hmm?
I forgot to
That's
send
probably-
Orla the link.
She's probably on the beer, but she knows how to get it. Was she not text? It
send
is
it to her
a
anyway.
bank holiday. Send her down a message.
Yeah.
It is a bank holiday weekend, so like fucking, most people have lives, unlike us two saddos.
Listen, I do this no matter what, you know.
We've fuck all else to do on a Sunday.
Yeah, I'm minding the kids. I have the kids here. I'm putting out fires here. I am, for fuck's sake. I'm
You're
fireman
minding the
and
kids
whole
and I
lot.
nearly burnt the house down.
Oh
And
man!
look,
For
look,
fuck's
hey,
sake.
listen, I'll tell you what now. This is as good as being in a pub to be, so it's
I
fantastic.
didn't get any Guinness, but I have Smorg and Spice there, and we have one or two of them now in a while.
Oh, that'd be nice now. That'd be nice. Jesus,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I was drinking in Conway's place. He had a bottle of
I seen the picture of it. Yeah.
Scotch whiskey, and I have never in my entire life tasted anything as nice as this. Now I died 4 million deaths the next day because it was cold and miserable, and I was cold and miserable, and it was just pissing rain, and I was dying with a hangover on a sheep farm. But Jesus, whatever it was, I took a picture of it. I can't remember the name of it. I have never tasted anything as good as that, and I like a drop of whiskey. But it was I saw the I didn't realize that was a Catholic procession. I saw something in Derry, but I thought it was a protest or something like that.
No, it's great to see
But
that.
fair
I
play to
remember
them.
years
Fair
ago.
play.
Do you remember years ago when I went to school? They used to do Corpus Christi, and they used to walk around all the whole area at Dooneycarney. Like, you'd walk up all the streets, and you'd have the Eucharist, and we'd all follow it. Like, you know what I mean? That's the way. That's how long ago I went to school. Like, you know what I mean? When I went to school, the Pope was an altar boy. You know what I mean?
It's best not ask me about the Vatican now, because
yeah.
like I said, I'm a Christian, not a Catholic.
Lads, be wary of some these says no leaders. Colin McGettrick in particular says he's trying to unite all the groups, says no groups. Has his own agenda, that fella. I know all about him, yeah, and I won't be dealing, or any of the groups I'm with will be dealing with him or his mates. So that's just the way it is, sorry. But I have seen the videos, I've seen everything. So yeah, you're preaching to the I already know, don't you worry. So yeah, put that out there.
Look, there's going to be people who don't get on. There's going to be people who have nefarious agendas. There's going to be people on the cops' payroll. There's going to be people on the government's payroll. You just believe what you see with your own eyes and hear with your own ears. You know what I mean? Don't rely on second and third hand information. If you've seen it yourself, then trust your gut. It's a case of, in every organization it's the same. There's always one or two. Like I said, in the space of 5 people, 2 people started arguing there earlier on today. It's just in our nature. But look, it's going to happen. The biggest thing is not to hold grudges, and not to get mad, or just, you know what I mean. If it's a case that you don't like someone, just ignore them. It's as simple as that. I'll tell you good one. I wished Perman all the best in his new job today. I just saw his post going up. I knew he'd got a new job, but a post came up on my feed, and I went, best luck in your new job. Oscar.
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
So, like I said, it's just there's no point in holding grudges with anyone. It's a case of stand your ground and fight your corner. Debate somebody, argue with somebody if you have to. If it's a case that needs to go to slaps, go out the back, fucking do it, dusted, shake hands, and then it is done and dusted. But like I said, there's no point in holding grudges. The work we have to do is too important for petty little differences and stuff like that. But there is people that are going to be on the payroll that are sent in to disrupt. So be very, very, very wary of these people. And then some people are just dickheads. Do you know what I mean? So we're all capable of it. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be very wary of that as well.
Yeah, you sure do. I'm just sending on the thing there. But yeah, it's crazy. Paul the Frog these days, he doesn't be on. Hang on, Paul.
Froggy.
Where's
Froggy,
the Frog these days? Listen, the Frog can come on anytime he wants. He only needs to send me a text if he wants to come on.
I met him in Knock. Sure, he came up with you, didn't he? Or did he travel with you?
No, he didn't come up from Knock with me. No.
It's Froggy they're talking about, is it?
Froggy, yeah. I'm just going to,
Yeah.
Paul, any update on the Crown Paint situation, or is that a touchy subject at the moment? No, it's not a touchy subject at all. We have, there's new papers gone in about the asbestos and about the dangers of the asbestos, and I reckon that's what's keeping them out, you know what I mean, at the moment, to be honest with you, the court case. But they're up, I think the court case is on the 20th or the 24th or something like that. I don't know, to be exact. But it's going very well, I have to say. It really is going very well. And the groups are down there standing together, fair play to them. And You know, listen, I'm not going to go down there because, listen, I don't get on with some people down there, and that's just the way it is. That's why I'm not down there. You know what I mean? But that's the only reason why I'm not down there. You know what I mean? Because there's no point in me going down and there being arguments and this, that, and the other. They're trying to unite the groups, let them unite the groups, and that's just the way it is. And if that's the way forward to help everyone, I'm happy with that. But this other group that we have, all the Says No movements that are working together now, we've weeded out these people and they won't be coming into this. You know what I mean? End of story. And that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. But yeah, Crown Paints is going very well. Very well. Alan Crogan has put in his papers and the whole lot, and pretty damning. I'm telling you now, pretty damning. Like, I've seen some of the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's corrosive. It's the Garda station in Santry was closed down last week. They moved everyone over because of asbestos in the roof and everything else. So if it's okay to move a load of guards out of this place, we just throw 700 men into Crown Paints? Come on, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you know
well,
I mean?
you see, the 700 men are just simply expendable economic units. You know, they're not. They're like. Do you know what's the same? It's the same. These people have been trafficked into the country. It's the same as the old slave trader days. You know what I mean? They used to write the slaves in as cargo, not people. You know, when they were bringing them across the Atlantic, and you'd see cargo going missing. You know what I mean? They'd be throwing them overboard when they were dying or sick or something like that. And this is what we have. We have state sponsored people trafficking. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, are the UN soldiers, are they here to take over? Is it look, I don't know yet.
I was talking to I was gonna try this week as well. I was gonna go to one of the lads who's on the front line down there, Leroy. Leroy does be at all the protests down and all around the place.
Are you bringing him up?
I'm going to send it to him now in a minute to bring him up now in about 5 minutes.
There's a good guy.
So I'll send that on to him as well. I've sent it on to Orla. But I did tell him I would bring him on tonight. You know what I mean? So I'll text him.
No, he's done sterling work. That man has lived in tents on the side of the road in Clonmel. That man has travelled the length and breadth of the country. He's been at so many protests. He's challenged the guards. He's challenged developers. You know what I mean? He's a force of nature. No, he's as mad as a bag of fucking cats, but a sound man. But I met him 2 or 3 times in Clonmel. But the work he's done in relation to rare and awareness. Where's all this fucking sick?
Sorry, I just got a text there out of the blue off someone there. So yeah, I'm just accepting it there. And she sent me on a link. It's actually Michelle Keane. So yeah. So I'm looking for Leroy now. So hang on, we just read a few more of these. Here's
and hang on. Here's one of our buns. Here's one of our buns.
Here we go. Here we go. Must have a shy. You're full of shy.
You're welcome. No, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Keep
you can get a book of steam anywhere you want, man. I could have given you a book of the smoke an hour ago, for fuck's sake.
Keep coming. We're in good form tonight.
It's bank holiday weekend. Coming. Yeah. Where's all his pussies tonight? I missed that. He's mad. He is. He's mad. Let's do this. Okay, let's start our counter economics. Less money for the government. Build gay Christian communities with private charity health education from the Christian community. Yeah,
it's good. It's a good
concept,
concept. Yeah. So it's I believe this gentleman is a libertarian. There's actually
I think I messaged him. He's messaged me on Twitter, I think, before. He seems a sound guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but so there was a great space on last night. Dr. Owen Lenihan had Gerard Casey on. It was absolutely fantastic. Gerard Casey's a fantastic individual. Like there is. He said he wouldn't do it because he's too old, but there would be a fine leader of a libertarian party in Ireland, which is like, depending on, there's many forms of libertarianism. A lot of people some of it leans very, very left. Some of it leans towards almost anarchy. As a people, we're not mature enough for that kind of nation yet. But you never know. In time, in time, we can plant the seeds now. But the whole concept of libertarianism is small to no government. Like I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with this idea of councils of 12 in every situation. That direct democracy. Yeah, so your council of 12 in your village, and they're feeding up, and it's feeding up, and it's feeding up all the way. And you know what I mean. I'm trying to kind of establish in my own head what a definition of being ethnically Irish. You know what I mean? That we can have a set definition of. Do you know what I mean? Do you use the grandfather rule? Do you go back before the famine? Do you know what I mean? And then just as long as all laws and policies are aimed at, we'll say, supporting the prosperity of the native Irish above all else, everything else will fall into place. You know what I mean? You cut the welfare system, you solve our immigration problem overnight. You cut the welfare system, you solve our own problems, because we have our own problems in society in relation to generational people who, for various different reasons, disadvantaged areas don't work, and they go straight from school onto the dole to, you know what I mean? And you know, there's massive drugs issues, and like we have our own societal issues we need to combat. And I'd like to spend energy focused on that rather than actually wasting time, you know, on this immigration problem and this IPAS problem and this government problem. You know, there's other things we need to.
There's loads more problems. Yeah, exactly. There is.
Yeah, he's asked me. This guy's reached out to me before, and I've seen the messages and stuff. Like, I think it was Glenn who put him on to me. But I just look. I'll be honest with you, I'm in about 60 different WhatsApp groups at this stage, and it's impossible to stay on top of everything. You know what I mean? Even
you can add me to it if you want, Jaden. I'll join it with you. That's no problem. Drop me in there. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to bring Leroy up here now. Hang on there. Hello, Leroy. How are you?
Not too bad, boys.
All right, Leroy. How are you?
Grand. Long time no see.
I haven't seen you since the summer in Clonmel.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm not. This is not word of light to everybody watching here. Leroy literally lived in a tent on the side of the road, trying to stop the plantation of Clonmel. You know what I mean?
I've done it for 10 months straight, son.
Yeah.
From Arklow, 1 month in Arklow, 3 months in Newhall, and then the rest in Clonmel up to Christmas there.
Yeah, you were still out in the fucking dead of winter. Fuck's sake.
Oh, listen, I was in it. When I was in Arklow in February, the snow was coming down. I spent Valentine's night around a barrel with an umbrella and a woman outside the gate of Aircon building. That's
Hey, you had company anyway. You were glad.
Yeah,
she was a lovely lady as well. Yeah, absolutely.
How's everything going down there?
Well, they're just flat out walking away. We put an injunction in, sure, it didn't stop anything.
And what was the basis of the injunction, Leroy? What was it on?
I have no idea. It was just a complaint. Some affidavits were put in for the sound, whatever was happening around. With from the local residents, and sure, you might as well just be pissing into the wind.
You may as well, because there's no councillors on board. There's nobody on board with us. The only reason what happened in that loan was there was a big deal made about it a week before, and they had to do something.
Listen, they're still in there.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's what I'm saying to you. It stopped nothing. People think.
So we got an injunction in Kildare and Newhall as well, because they never batted an eyelid about it.
Yeah.
Just carried on.
We were down in Knock 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, was it, Martin? And there was only, I think, 3 or 4 people from actual Knock village that was out.
The only place we had a success was in Arklow town, where we stopped it from happening in the Aircon building in Arklow.
Yeah.
But the thing was, we got in very, very early there. We got a tip off from the fire brigade. It was a fire certificate had been looked for. So that's if people are looking into how to get information. Try check out your local fire stations, because sometimes they have to look for fire certificates before anything happens, and you might get some information there where a unit might be in plan, like to come ahead into your town. That's how we got stopped in Arklow, because we were very early and we managed to get the buyers to pull out of the building altogether.
Good advice. Good advice. Good advice.
Well, that's what happened.
You know what, Leroy?
Go on.
Sorry, Paul.
Go on.
There's actually a story we should highlight here because Leroy knows a lot about this, and I know Leroy was up in court. There's a guy called Mikey from Clonmel, and he's actually in prison now. Okay, so Mikey's
I'm actually in Mikey's house right now. That's where I am.
Say hello to Tash.
Say hello to everyone.
Is Tash there? Is she?
There's Mrs. behind me here, yeah.
Tell her I said hello.
There's talking about Mikey.
Anyway, so
listen, man, that man is in jail for speaking. That man was arrested for speaking. That's all that man done. He didn't move. He didn't do anything.
I was there and I gave a statement to GSOC in relation to what happened, and I witnessed the arrest, which was 100% an illegal arrest. So there was a peaceful protest to the site in Clonmel. The guards had removed everybody off the road earlier in the morning and instructed everybody to stay on the footpath, and everybody stayed on the footpath. There was, and this is exactly what happened. There was. I was there. I can verify this information. There's a large halting site up from where the plantation is, and some of the traveller kids had got their hands on the bullhorn. There was a megaphone there, which is normal protest behaviour. You have a megaphone, and you say your words through the megaphone. The Bob the Builder song. Do you remember that being played, Leroy, when they were putting up the gate?
Oh yeah.
So Mikey took the bullhorn off the traveller kids because they were making kind of crude and rude noises.
Well, listen, the boys had pissed. Even I was getting pissed off now at this stage. I was nearly going to snap. Yeah, we won't be on this.
Mikey was sitting on the wall with the bullhorn, and as the lorries were coming in and out, basically people were taking different turns and basically going traitors at the lorry drivers. You know what I mean? So just shout traitors as they came out the gate. So, and this had been going on all day. So Mikey was sitting on the wall. Now you have to rise the other side of the wall. There was about an 8 to 10 foot drop into the housing estate. So, and I saw it. I was sitting just maybe 6 meters away from where he was sitting, and I saw a guard across the road who obviously knew him, a band guard, eyeing him up, and she kind of called over another guy. And as a lorry came out, Mikey shouted traitors. He wasn't the only person to do it. Everybody did. And then he put the bullhorn down. The 2 guards made a beeline for him. They nearly knocked him off the wall. If they knocked him off the wall, they would have killed him. If he landed on his head, he'd be dead. Right?
They attacked him. There was no arrest made. They just charged him and they attacked him.
Yeah. And as he put the bullhorn, stretched his arm out because it wasn't his. I presume he was trying to protect it. And they pulled him off the wall. And within seconds after that, there was 8 guards. I think I counted 8 guards. Basically dragged him up to the back of the van, pinned him to the ground. And obviously, like fucking, if there's 8 people fucking pulling and dragging out of you, you're going to fucking try and defend yourself because they were manhandling him. You know what I mean? Mikey isn't a big guy, and he's of no threat to anybody. And so I think they dropped all charges because he went back at them through GSOC, and loads of people gave statements to what they'd seen, but they only did him for apparently verbally abusing the female guard. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, that was the last. There was only one charge, and that was for calling the guard FATPIG, I think it was.
And they gave him 11 months.
It was not. He got 6 months for that. The problem was he had a previous Corn arrest. He was on probation. So he got 3 months and 3 months for the 2 charges. Seemingly he said the same thing to another guard as well. So that's the first time I've heard of anybody. I've heard thousands of people calling the exact same name to a Gardaí, and I've never seen a person being arrested, never mind being put in jail over it.
For hurty words. He's in jail for hurty words. Yeah, so that's
an absolute disgrace.
What they did was they used somebody who had a previous criminal record as a tool to instill fear in the people of Clonmel. That's what they did.
Absolutely. I saw them earlier on in the day, a couple of hours before. I saw them standing around on the phones, having the sorts, doing the little background checks. And next minute, yes, he has got previous. We'll get him and we'll make an attack on him. So this is something similar to what they done to me up in Dublin up in O'Connell Bridge.
Oh, you were 100% targeted that day. You were they singled you out of a fairly substantial crowd. Did they pin you to the ground as well that day, or was that somebody else? They
that was me. Yeah, I ended up. I haven't been able to use my arm since before Christmas. I have a trapped nerve in the back of my neck. All my fingers are all gone numb. I'm an invalid at the moment.
I was there. I was there that day. I was on the bridge, right?
Yeah.
And we went back to the pub. Just as you were arrested, I walked back to the pub and told the others. I said, Leroy's had to get lifted there. I said, you want to see what they did? They just kept moving back. And then there was loads of people there. And about 8 of them just came into the crowd and grabbed him and dropped him. And, you want to see the shit they did. Like, you know what I mean? Really armed them back.
I'll tell you what happened. I can show you me back. Wait till I get me bag. I'll show you.
Like, I was there, I saw what happened. You know, it was.
But it's profiling, so it's a fear tool they use. So they're picking out people who are known. And Leroy's TikTok account would have been massive.
If anybody saw me video, you saw me wearing the blue T-shirt. Here's the black and white. I got me back. Look.
Yeah.
So look. See they are. Look, they had to cut that off there. Look.
Yeah.
Because they kept trying to say I was resisting arrest. Because I would be fairly strong. What was happening was they were pulling my arm back, and my bag was caught, and my arm was caught in the bag, and it just wasn't possible to go back. So they just kept banging it back, and they've had to break up my arm now, and I can't use my fingers around it.
Okay, now.
But that's this. I've got pepper sprayed twice this year. I was beaten with a shield. I got stamped on. I got battened in the back of the ear. I got attacked in Dublin. I had a car taken off me in Punchestown Racecourse, and then I had a car taken off me in Athlone that I hadn't even been driving. I only owned the car 5 days. I just bought the car, drove to Athlone, was sleeping in the back of the car and doing the protest. It was about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I was asleep in the back of the car. I jumped up. I stopped a few vehicles from going in. A guy said, come up to the house for a cup of coffee. I walked up to the car. I sat into the car and started up. And next minute, the riot squad came up and just jumped into my car and drove off.
Something else, hasn't it?
It's got your stuff as well, didn't it?
Took everything, yeah. Listen, I don't know, I've been in about 10 camps. Every time, every piece of clothing I've had, everything I owned has been in each one of those camps, and they just came along and took everything I owned.
Jesus Christ.
In fairness, though, there's a good. You get great, we'll say, response to the majority of the communities you go into. I mean, they look after you. You know what I mean? Because you're doing good work. So, like I said, what's your plan moving forward? Like, I mean, do you think?
Well, the plan is, what happens is I've been living off GoFundMe's, and the GoFundMe's run out, and I've run out. So that's just the way I am at the minute. I've no car. So I'm just stuck at limbo at the moment. I wouldn't be sitting here in this house if I had a mobile. I'd be on the next site, you know yourself.
Yeah.
But what do you think the time for protest is done and dusted? Do you think they're not worth it because they're not?
Listen, every single thing that every human being is doing in this movement is worth it. As you can see, the shifts and the narratives are changing, and that's because of the work that we've been doing for the last years. By trying to get out this message, these shifts in the narratives wouldn't be happening only for what we've been doing.
So
true.
Are you gonna keep at it? Like, you're gonna keep going to?
This is my life, my soul. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been trying to tell people what was happening for 20 years. It was only I kind of lost hope. You know what I mean? I lost hope about 5 years ago, and I completely gave up on trying to tell people. And I got into other things, and I was doing crypto, and I was into the Web3 universe and learning all about that new money system that's coming. Because I know what's coming, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I was training my brain because I just got fed up of trying to tell other people what was happening. They wouldn't listen to me. They just, it's just another tinfoil hat wearer. You know what I mean? I've had punch-ups in the pub back 10 years ago telling people what was coming, like. You know what I mean? Proper punch-ups over it. You know, trying to tell people what's coming. And they just don't listen. Do you know what I mean? They just don't listen. They're just in a crowd.
Yeah, there's not enough pain.
They're being hypnotized by the oblong box at the end of the room. You're in a prison cell with no bars.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I was one of them people, Leroy. I used to sit there and I used to watch the football and have me few drinks.
No, well, see, I haven't watched detest anything mainstream. When I walk around the streets, I see the pre-programming everywhere. I just see it in everything, in the council offices, every building you're looking at, the flags that are hanging. It's in everything you look at if you're clued up into it, like.
So why don't you start a show, something along this lines, like a show where you do an hour, and because you spoke about crypto there, you spoke about the Web3, you spoke about, do you know what I mean? You're knowledgeable, you know what I mean?
Listen, I know when it comes to the Web3 universe and smart contracts and blockchain and the blockchain powers and the governance, the power of governance, the self-custodial wallets, you can have your own ecosystems, self-sufficient ecosystems in the cryptocurrency world. If you have to go deep into it,
like I said, you should do. I'll tell you what, I do a show on Wednesdays called Minutes to Midnight. It's only 55 minutes long. I must get you on sometime. We'll just do a full 55 minutes on that.
Listen, if you want to learn about crypto, I know every single dimension of it, how to use it, what the different bridges, the different ecosystems, how to use it, the prices of the gas, everything. I'm very deep into it.
Yeah, no, it'd be an interesting show. You know what I mean? Because like everybody, I suppose TikTok would have been your weapon of choice. That was the main
it wasn't that. Listen, I've never even used TikTok before. It was my son set it up, and when I was up in Newhall, and I just started streaming. Sure, I was getting 200,000 likes on a video. So I had to keep going at it, like, you know, when I was at the camp. So I just started off from ridiculous.
But you could do. Does your account get nuked? Do you keep having to set up?
Listen, I could be making a fortune. I'm banned off Snapchat. I'm banned off YouTube. I'm banned off TikTok. About 10 or 11 accounts. I have 3 X accounts. It's an absolute disaster because as soon as you, like, I've had 6,000 and 7,000 and 8,000 followers, and then bang, you're back to square one again.
Yeah. Well, look, the reality is you have to. Unfortunately, I don't agree with it, but unfortunately, you have to self-censor a little bit. Like I rant on. I kind of skirt the edge in relation to Islam, and you know, I'm always kind of thinking, "Fuck, did I go too far there now?" But if you want to stay, because it's a lot of work. It's a killer. Like if you build.
But you see, the problem is, like, I'm on the front line when this stuff's happening. Like, it all happens when you're on live and you're going front to front with Garda, like, you know. And the problem is, as soon as you get banned, you lose all the good footage, like, and that's when you're in it, like. And I don't ever disrespect any Gardaí. I don't do that. But I've made 15 guards cry their eyeballs out this year just by speaking the truth to them. I haven't said anything bad, insulted them. I've just been spitting facts to them, just speaking the absolute truth, and they will crumble in front of my face, and the tears will come down their faces.
Listen, I've seen your videos, and I've actually seen you in person talking out loud, and it's never hateful. It's loud. My God, you have a bellowing voice, but it's very effective, and it's never directed at anytime I've ever seen you work. It's never directed at an individual. You're talking to the air and just making sure that everybody.
I'm just talking to the people. Yeah. I'm just telling them the actual facts of what's happening right now, and just in the moment. And as soon as you know how to read someone's body language, all you have to do is ask the next question. Ask the next question. You see the body language that just changes. It goes down, because you can't fight back because you're telling the truth. The truth will set you free.
Hey, what's your line, Paul? Go on, say it a bit early.
The truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose. It will defend itself.
Yeah, listen, I don't have to remember anything. I don't have to second guess myself. I don't have to do that. And I tell you how it is, and that's it. You can't
100%.
make a mistake that way. You know what I mean? You can't pretend. You can't have a perfect persona. You can't have an ego, because people, when you're on live 24/7 like I am, you just can't do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You want to stay on there for a few minutes with us? I just want to play this video of Suzanne Delaney and come back and talk about this Umar Al-Qadri, what he has said about her, this Sheikh fella. So let's play this and come back. 2 minutes.
I'm from Dublin, but I come to Mayo every weekend. But I wanted to talk about what the situation is like where I live, because you have not seen what is coming yet, and I have. Where I live is about 85% foreign nationals. I can walk down the street on any given day, walk into the supermarket, and I don't hear an Irish conversation. I hear foreign people everywhere. My child is one of 30 children in her class, and she's the only Irish child. She came home crying from school a few weeks ago because she doesn't understand what any of her friends are saying. The children revert back to their own languages when they're not being taught. She literally cannot understand the conversations around her. But when Halloween came around there a few months ago, last year she was allowed to dress up. Sorry, the year before last she was allowed to dress up. This year she wasn't allowed to dress up. And when I asked the school why, they said they didn't want to offend people. But I don't go for a walk around the park during the day with my child anymore. I have a big dog and I don't go for a walk by myself anymore. I very rarely leave my house because where I live is so unsafe. And that is the reality that you're facing if you don't make a stand. And I understand it's really, really hard to, you know, be called names and all of these things. But you have to stand up on behalf of your children and the future of the country. The landscape of this country is changing completely. And if you're okay with that, fine, but I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that for my child. Please, please put your children first and your country first, and just don't care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah. Now that was shared by Mick O'Keefe midweek, and then Elon Musk shared it, and it got over 50 million views, right? And then we had this Sheikh Rattle and Roll fella. Well, I'll show you now. I'm just going to present it now. Sure. I'm just going to put us up here there for a minute. Just bear with me. Yeah. There you go. This is him here now. Suzanne Delaney is known to spread occasionally fake news and misleading information. Those close to her even know very well how toxic she is and how she is filled with hate. I invite her to bring me to the school she is talking about in West Dublin. That's where she lives, as per her child is the only Irish child in the class. People like her will do anything to spread hate and division. We certainly need to ensure that there is integration in Irish values and culture is not in any way undermined. But this doesn't require spreading fake news and hate of the other. What's worrying is that Elon Musk retweets anything to promote his fascist agenda, no matter how ridiculous and silly some claims are. Now, I tell you, this is coming from the man who this time last year, I think we're 2 weeks out from the anniversary of it, put out a thing saying not to sow hate and diversity and all this bollocks that he was talking. And then 2 weeks later, reported to the Gardaí that he went to give someone a marriage certificate and he got attacked by two men and he woke up unconscious in the thing. There's a lot more to that story than meets the eye, I'd say. You know what I mean? Why do you be going around giving people marriage certificates? If you were giving people marriage certificates, they must have been Muslims. So was it the Muslim community who came out and bashed you, or were you doing something nefarious in the car with somebody else? Or, you know, I don't know. I've seen him doing, I've seen him converting 18-year-old young fellas, a video of that in his car. Maybe he was doing something like that. Maybe someone's daddy came out and seen him doing it and knocked the bollocks out of him. I don't know. But there's a lot more to this story. The guards aren't even coming out looking to see is there any witnesses to this, or you know, it's bollocks. You know what I mean? This man is just a race baiter and spreads disinformation himself. That's all he does.
I wouldn't give that man oxygen. Just again, we'll ignore him until we deport him, because he's first to go. Dr. Umar, his citizenship is going to be revoked, and he would be removed back from Pakistan or the Netherlands, whichever one he decides.
Whichever one he picks,
Look, he's a nasty piece of work. Now, funnily enough, the hardline Islamists hate him as well. Yeah.
Well, as I said, I campaigned here for the no vote. Okay, I was running in the LEAs as well, but for I think it was 2 weeks or something before that or a couple of weeks before that was the no vote, and I was campaigning with the no vote outside. And I spoke with 2 or 3 Muslim fellas that came out from dropping their kids off. You know, they collected their kids earlier, and they told me he's not even our imam. He said he's nothing. People hate him. You know what I mean? Really, and they really told me that. You know what I mean? And listen, if they're saying it, it must be true. You know what I mean? But he's
look, and it's imperative he is kept out of Irish politics, and all like him are kept out of Irish politics. If you notice, there's a massive increase in Islamists and Indians and Pakistanis running in local and general elections, and even trying to get seats in the Senate. Shannon, it has to be stopped. So if you know what I mean, if we're serious about, we'll say we need a political solution eventually. At the minute, it's an on the ground solution we need, but in the future, politics will, very small government, but politics will be required. We need to ensure that where these guys are running, because they're going to build communities. They're going to build their own little communities where they have enough people to get people in. We have to make sure that we are running the strongest and the very, very best of us in those communities. And even if it means going out supporting a Fianna Fáil or a Fine Gael just to keep these fuckers out. Now they'll probably be running for Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael or Sinn Féin anyway. But it's imperative we keep them out of pot. And again, all you have to do is look at our closest neighbour. Look at what happened in the UK. Yeah. Look at their councils. Look at their borough councils.
Yeah.
Look at the mayor of London. Just look at English politics at the minute, and then you will easily understand why the rape and torture of countless women and children was left was basically brushed under the carpet, and people talking about it ended up in jail, because they protect their own, as we should be doing. Now, do you know what? They shouldn't be there, but I don't begrudge them protecting their own. I wish they'd do it in their own fucking countries, not in our countries, but we need to start protecting our own, and we need to be very, very, very clear on who our own is. Do you know what I mean? Because there's Irish traitors as well that need to be dealt with. People profiteering off the misery of others and human trafficking, they need to be held accountable as well. You know what I mean? We need to seriously start.
Every single company that is providing any kind of products to these places, people should be knocking on the doors and saying, "Hang on, like this is not right." Simple as that. Because if that. These bigger companies, you can't hurt these bigger companies because they've got too much money. But the smaller companies, when you go and say, "Hang on there, you're doing something wrong," if their family starts finding out that they're doing something wrong, if the local village starts finding out, then they might start feeling guilty about what they're doing instead of getting all this, just sticking it in their pockets.
Yeah.
So shun them in society, boycott.
Well, one of the prime ones that I'd be going after would be Cardiff coaches. Because they're the ones that's busting them around the country. You know what I mean? They're busting them in everywhere. You know what I mean? So
Shin Nadina are working on profiling. We'll probably, hopefully we'll do one a week, but we're going to start profiling because we have all the information, and we're going to start profiling these people that are profiteering off human misery. And we're going to stick their face out. We're going to let everybody know what companies they're involved in. We're going to let people know what their social media accounts are. This is all public information, so we're not doxing anybody.
80% of all these companies are all event companies.
Yeah, we have
every one of them.
No, we haven't. We have the full chain of basically connections from the actual parent company all the way down and all the subsidiaries and stuff like that. So that there's a man actually you know from Clonmel that is very, very, very adept at getting this information. But
I know exactly who the men are doing what.
Yeah, we'll say no names. So it's a case of we're going to start putting that information out there. So everything about and just throw it out in the ether. Like I said, it's not doxing. This is all publicly available information. All we're doing is compiling it into one place, putting it on one sheet with a picture of their face. This is who this guy is. This is how much money he's got off the government, and this is how he's doing it. So it'll be it takes it. Like the biggest problem with our movement is that unless you're willing to do what Leroy does, which is basically fucking live in a tent on the side of the road, we're all only doing this part time because we've got fucking, most of us have fucking jobs and fucking, do you know what I mean? We just have commitments and lives and stuff like that. I'm sure you do as well, have commitments and all this kind of stuff. But you're an exception to the rule. There's very few Leroys in the country. If we could get 12 is my favorite number, 12 good men on some kind of a payroll to do this full time, 50 hours a week.
But listen, I've been trying to do it like that. I'm willing to put my life on the line 24/7, 7 days a week. But the thing is, I can't do it with no money. Do you understand?
No, exactly.
I've done it for 10 months. I got away with doing it for 10 months, and I just ran out of energy, like, because you're going around, you're living in a tent, you have no food, it's not easy, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy, and like, I don't mind doing that, but it's just people like myself. That's been my full-time job. Like, the amount, if you add up the hours for 24 hours a week since the 5th of February last year to right now, you add up them hours. If you were in a job getting paid, what kind of a salary would you be getting?
You put in a fair amount of overtime now, in fairness to you. In fairness, you did. I'd say, do you know what? A hell of a lot easier to do in the summer than it is in the winter, I'd say.
Listen, I don't mind what time of year it is. Like, I'll keep doing it 24/7, wind, snow, rain. It doesn't matter. I'll be there. I'll do it. But I have to get the support to do it. Like, and I can't do it without the support of the people.
Yeah,
cheers.
We all do.
Good stuff. Yeah.
But I tell you what, we'll finish up. I'm not saying we'll finish up, but this Susan Delaney one, Mick the Gift put out a video yesterday or today about it. So I'm going to go with that. Mick spells it out more or less the way I just said it. But hey, he does it good.
This is Dr. Umar Al more than likely takes it up the arse. Suzanne Delaney from Dublin 15 lying and spreading complete fake news. Her own family doesn't speak to her because of the lies and hate she spreads. Suzanne Delaney is a citizen journalist with the Irish Inquiry. She doesn't spread lies or hate. It's just that the truth and facts that she puts out there are hated by people such as Dr. Umar Al Sorars. Speaking of lies, the attacker in Southport was a Christian choir boy. Look at the poor little choir boy that brutally stabbed children to death. He sure does look like a Christian choir boy, doesn't he? Look at that evil. He was such a model Christian that when his home address was searched, they found an Al-Qaeda manual. Anything to say about that, Doctor? Speaking of lies, born in Pakistan, moved to Netherlands at the age of 2, in Ireland since 2004. As a proud European, born and raised in Europe. Well, Wikipedia isn't always up to date or accurate. I am still listed as born in Netherlands, while I was born in Pakistan, actually. Can you actually make up your mind and tell us the truth? Mind you, you never tell the truth, do you? Irish Muslim Council Chair injured in deliberate hate crime attack in Tallaght. Senior Muslim cleric says he was targeted in pre-planned hate crime attack. First off, he said he was there to marry 2 people. That would mean that those 2 people would be Islamic, and he already knew them, would it not? Also, he's not actually legally registered in this country to marry anybody. Secondly, in 2 weeks it'll be a year since this happened. Allegedly. Yet the Gardaí have made no arrests, and no appeals for help for information or anything. Strange, because the state and their enforcers that are the Gardaí would love nothing more than to drag someone through the media and the courts for a far-away, far-right hate crime attack. Tell us, are the rumours true? Were you on Grindr and think that you got set up for a certain type of beating, but when you showed up it turned out to be some of your Islamic comrades that had set you up, and you got a different type of beating?
You can't beat the Git, I tell you, for coming straight out and telling you how it is.
Well, you know, if you the grapevine and the rumour mill, they're all pointing that way.
Well, now here's Ken Donnelly at the putting up there. Also, be careful to those who walk along the Royal Canal near Clonsilla. That's right beside me. More and more refugees setting up tents. A friend of mine saw one with his arse out over the water having a shit. Like, I'll do a walk up there tomorrow and I'll do a video and I'll see, because now that there's housing estates everywhere around here, you know what I mean? And you can bet your arse they're trying to rob cars and doing whatever.
Listen, lads, there's another thing that has to be looked at, which I know firsthand myself, and I've been up on the streets of Dublin and I've had to sleep up there on the streets of Dublin. There is no facilities for homeless people up on them streets at night time. None. There's nothing. Nothing. I've been up there and been up there in the middle of the night trying to get a bed or a sleeping bag or a tent. There's no facilities to help out our own homeless people on our streets. Nothing, people. And something needs to be done about it.
Yeah.
Would you not just darken your face a small bit and fucking put on a bit of an accent and you'll fucking get a house?
Yeah.
Listen,
come in and say I've no passport.
Yeah.
Listen, I was going to try it, lads, and I'm not messing. I was going to do a video series and see if I could get into an iPass centre as one of them.
Yeah.
But I'm too many people know me now. Too many people know me, but I would try and get in.
Gavin Pepper did it.
If you shave the beard off, and throw on an old fucking Ukrainian accent, fucking chances for the crack.
Listen, it's what a shot, lads.
Yeah.
Listen, I was cut off the system for 10 months. I had nothing. I would have tried anything.
Yeah, I was as well.
It's all really.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm an Irish person. I worked hard. Like, I came out of a job. I was a manager for 6 years in a job, and then they won't give my own Irish human being support in your own country.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
What did you do? Do you mind me asking? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you mind me asking what used you do before this?
What do I do?
No,
I'm a mechanic. I'm a tech man. Remap ECUs, tune cars, do coding, I do a range of stuff. I was in the buildings. My father's a plumber, so I've done a range of stuff through my lifetime. I'm very knowledgeable in a lot of stuff. And I'm also an amateur radio operator, so I know all about radio frequencies and how phones work and how everything works.
I know for a matter of fact, they're fucking the mechanics industry are absolutely crying out for mechanics. Fucking crying out for mechanics.
Listen, it doesn't make a difference for any trade in Ireland at the moment. There is no workers. There's no apprenticeships. There's no. What's the word I'm looking for? There's no hope for young kids.
Look, there's no incentive.
No incentive. Listen, right. I seen James Conway mention it. If you're an apprentice and you're going on to a job, you're getting 150, 200 euro a week. If you have to get to that job, you need car insurance. You need a car. You know what I mean? It's just not affordable. So if you get a labouring job there, getting 18 euro an hour at 16, and you can pay for your car and get a week's wages, you're not going to do the apprenticeship, are you?
Yeah. Well, I suppose the difference is that young people can stay at home now, or have to stay at home, so you can live on that. There's less incentive. And
anyone that was in the trade is my own age, and anyone that's my age, they're not in the country. Every single friend I have is in Australia. You know what I mean? And there's all them tradesmen are gone as well.
Yeah.
There's no opportunities there. Do you know what I mean? The problem is with when I was a manager of a place there in a place for 6 years, and you're interviewing young kids and you're getting them in to work, they don't want to work. They don't know what the principle of hard work is. They don't know what is getting blisters on your hands. They don't know what a 25-ton lorry load of stone is, and a wheelbarrow and a quarter of a mile to push it and shovel every last piece of it. They don't know what that is like. You know what I mean? And you've got to stay there until you do it all.
Okay, so again, it goes back to you weren't on there. I was talking to Paul, saying that in reality, it's our fault. It's our generation's fault, because we allowed
We've allowed this to happen. This has been happening for the last 20 years through our school systems.
But,
This is
okay,
what's happening.
but I'll throw it out to you, right? So I don't have that I have 3 kids, two adults and one teenager, right? I don't have that in my house. My youngest fella works in a farm. He'd rather work on the farm than be at school. You know what I mean? He works every single weekend. He works evenings after school.
Listen, you're better off learning your craft on the farm than any school. What they are teaching our children in the school is fucking useless to the human life.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is that my dad gave me a work ethic. You know what I mean?
A work ethic, yes.
Yeah, that was instilled into me. Well, you had a choice. You had a work ethic or a pointy boot up the hole. They were your choices.
Absolutely.
But I carried that over into my household. They all my kids got the talk at 12. And at 12, they're all told, as soon as you turn 18, you're not my problem anymore.
I know, but
you better have a plan.
There's a lot of people in around that age group that didn't get any of that, and this is the problem.
Let's fix that, because we do have a large section of society who don't have that get up and go, that you have to be like, nobody should ever expect anything to be handed to them, and nobody should ever rely on a state.
But you see, the problem is, right, there's no opportunity to progress higher in anything in Ireland.
There is, but you have to sacrifice your soul. That's the choice.
Oh, you have to start, but it's not that. But they throw every piece of red tape. You get up a step, and then they throw in red tape, and now you have to be very stubborn to get through them. If you can get through the red tape and get to the next level, so be it. You'll get up another couple of clicks up the level, and then you'll have to fight the same thing again. They make it so difficult for people to progress up the ladder. This is the issue.
From a self-employed perspective, they don't want you earning too much money.
For even starting new businesses, the regulations, the laws, the prices for this, creating connection fees.
We can bypass all of this, and this is the whole concept of what we're talking about with Conway's Farm. You should actually, if you can, you should try and make it to Sligo, to Conway's Farm, to one of the events that's going to be happening over the. You'd have, and he does a festival in the summer, music festival.
Like, if you know anything about the Maritime Admiralty Law and the law of the water, you see all these pieces of paper that they make you sign your name to are not actually pieces of paper that are actually needed. That's just a way of clicking money, pound notes out of your pocket every time you have to get one of them.
But the whole concept is to keep you poor. That's the whole concept.
Keep you poor. So every time you want to get a driver's license, you have to get a document. You want to go to work to get a job, you have to first go get a safe pass. You get to the safe pass. Oh, I have to lift stuff. Hang on, you can't lift that. You have to go get a manual handling job. You want to step into the vehicle to get a forklift, you have to go pay. It's all about pay.
Yeah, 100%. And it's now look, in the defense of the likes of the springboard courses and stuff like that, I know that if you fall into hard times, because I have, that you can get courses, like you can get courses paid for by the, now sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Like, you can get a forklift course, you can get a elevated platform course, there are actually courses you can get, but to actually get work out of it, you have to do about 6 of them. You know what I mean? So it's
but then when you actually do it, then you go to start. Have you got experience in driving? No.
Well, that's the big thing. You need. This is the funny thing. You need 6 months. You need to drive a forklift for somebody for 6 months.
Listen, a few friends of mine spent their whole life in college getting this great education, and coming out of college and couldn't get an apprenticeship or couldn't get a start in the job that they were doing to get the knowledge to move on to a site. And they wasted 10 years of their life.
Yeah, it's much better just to go in as a 16-year-old and you know what I mean, know somebody who will kind of put you through the systems. Frank,
but it's like the judge system, it's like the law system, it's like all those core systems. Unless you're part of the private club, you're not getting in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Frank Carlin would say, you're not getting in.
Yeah, but that's that.
If you
no,
haven't
that's-
got to, if you don't have a friend that knows me, you are not getting in. And it's all about who you know and not what you know.
Yeah. I just want to go with something here. Okay, Martin. Speaking of this, what you're talking about there and the whole lot, they've been telling lies about the unemployment register here. Okay, with this is one
Listen,
of the kids.
they're telling lies about absolutely everything.
Yeah, I get it. I know that. But I didn't know this. That once you're taken, like I'm on social welfare now at the minute, okay. But every month I have to go to this place, CTEC, it's called a CTEC. And they try to get you work. They try to get you back to work. So now
sorry, hang on there for a second. You mean they got paid already to get you into employment? They've already been pre-paid to get you employment. But they got paid for half the country of oil up front, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying to you. But the people that they have on the books now.
Leo Varadkar.
Yeah.
Leo Varadkar is one of the owners of that company.
Is he? I didn't
That
know.
got paid up front.
I'm going to play this Gits one, right? And we'll come back and talk to it in a sec, right? It's only 2 minutes.
In Ireland, we're being told that the unemployment rate is 4.2%. It is, however, much higher than that. Let me explain. This is an English company called CTEC. The Irish government paid this company hundreds of millions of euros, taxpayer euros. For what exactly? Well, to mislead the Irish public into believing that the unemployment numbers were lower than they actually were, or are. CTEC done exactly what Turas Nua do today. They contact unemployed people and tell them that they have to sign up with them for a year. And if they don't, their social welfare payments will be affected. They'd help you with your CV, to find a job or a new career. You'd be signed up to CTEC for a year, the same as today you would be with Turas Nua. And when you're signed up, you're no longer on the unemployment register. Therefore, the unemployment numbers look a lot lower than they actually are. That way the government look good, and their buddies in the media can tell everybody how great they are. That's deception and fraud. But who's going to do anything about it? Because it's been committed by the government. The illegal activity doesn't end there, however. There are so many reports of harassment from Turas Nua, some that have led to mental health problems and even suicide attempts. Why would they harass people? Well, you see, they have the incentive. If they get you a job when you're signed up to their scheme, well, they get a huge bonus, in the thousands. Now, there's many cases of what I'm about to tell you on Reddit and different social medias, but I know 3 people personally who this has happened to. If you're signed up to Turas Nua and you find yourself a job, and it has nothing got to do with them, well, they'll harass you some more. They'll want your employment and employer's details, so they can pretend that they were involved in you getting that job, so that they can collect their big money bonuses. That's deception and fraud for monetary gain. But again, who's going to do anything? This is FRS Co-op. They're responsible for Turas Nua. So if you've suffered at the hands of Turas Nua in any manner, well, it's the top dogs at FRS that are responsible and liable, along with your corrupt politicians. Oh, and journalists. Maybe it's time you actually done some journalism.
This is so mad.
I can talk first hand on that issue. This is why I went off the system for 10 months and I ended up protesting for 10 months. It's because of Turas Nua and a fucking scam. Right? So they had me trying to go in there, and I started looking information about that Turas Nua, and I knew exactly where the money laundering was going on. So I was going into these classes. I says, "Hang on there for a second." I says, "Who owns this company?" I says, "Where's the money going from? Is this company legitimate?" Like, so I was pushing at them and pushing at them. So I started looking further into the system, and I figured out what was actually going on. So basically, when you go into Turas Nua and they sign you onto that course, right? So you're on the social or whatever, and then you go on there. So when you go in and you go onto the forms in Turas Nua, they're going to ask you to sign 2 forms when you go in there, right? The first form is going to be for your data protection, so they can take your data, right? And the second one is to allow them to deduct and take off your social welfare off you, right? So this is what happened. I didn't realize this the first time I went in there. And I went in there, I wanted to start my own business. I wrote a business plan. I wrote out all the details. I sent them in. I went through them. They wouldn't even look at the business plan. I was like, hang on for a second. Why aren't you doing that? I also, before the COVID came, right, I was working for the people that are doing this damage to our country right now. I used to work for these companies, these guys in the events, okay? The ones that are doing all this. I used to work for these guys, right? Before the COVID. I got screwed over, torn all over the country, working for these men and ripping people off, right? Then what was happening was these boys are ripping me off. They only keep people on part-time work so you don't get any holiday money, right? When you go to work for them, they only give you 4-hour shifts or 3-hour shifts, right? So they don't have to pay you lunch hour or give you lunches when you go to these events. So I had a big issue where I was working and I was trying to work part-time and claim the dole, and the whole thing got fucked up because I was working with 2 corrupt systems. So I ended up, COVID came along and I had to go on to the COVID payments, right? So I had a ticket for a teleporter. I'm a fully qualified ticket teleporter, right? I had a full manual handling license. I had a normal telescopic forklift ticket and manual handling, all the tickets. The COVID came and all my tickets ran out in the COVID, right, over the time. Brand new tickets after costing you $2,000. You know what I mean? As I said, like every time you need to get a ticket, it's 300, 600, 150 each one of the tickets to go to work, right? So then it came back to me and had this tourist known as telling me, come on in here and we teach you how to what you have to do to get an interview, how to shine your shoes, what colour pants you're supposed to wear, what kind of t-shirt. I says, hang on there for a second. I says, I was working for the music industry. I says, I have a job. I says, I'll just make one phone call now and I can start work tomorrow. The problem is I don't have a ticket. I need my manual handling ticket. You know what I mean? I need a safe pass ticket. I need my telephone ticket. I don't want to come in here and answer 500 questions on your data collection system. I just want a safe pass so I can go back to the job I have.
Yeah.
I went to war with this crowd. Absolute war. I ended up, my whole life got ruined over 3 years. Between the COVID and them, my whole life got destroyed. Between trying to work for this events company part-time, trying to claim the social welfare while working, and then the COVID. Absolutely screwed up my whole life. From my house to my car payments, to my car insurance, everything got lost. My loans and my bank got fucked up. And all because of that tourist door crowd. And the system is designed to break you. As I said, like, to have all these barriers up to cause you to hit a brick wall every time you try to move forward. And its whole system is corrupt. I've gone into them places and said, listen, this whole system is just corrupt to the core. How is a young person supposed to make his way through this system? You know what I mean? And be prosperous at the end of it. It's not possible.
Yeah,
it's a system designed to fail.
Has anyone got Irish Warrior channel on YouTube? Anyone drop a link? Have you the link there for your YouTube?
There's no point. I'm banned off YouTube. I can do this live here, but I can't post any videos. You'll get me on Irish Warriors 1 on X. You'll get me on Leroy Maguire on Facebook.
Cool.
And you'll get me on 5, or 6. Just look for me on TikTok. You'll find me there somewhere. But actually, I just want to mention something there about Mikey that's in jail. If anybody can make a donation to help out his family, like, you It's seriously hard times here. I'm actually here in the house.
Is there a GoFundMe or anything, or is there?
I haven't got one, but I need to get on to somebody to make one. If I can get someone to make one later, I'll post it up on the Facebook, on the TikTok and X, just to support Mikey. Like, he's up in the jail. He's got no tobacco tuck shop. As I said, that this man got arrested for speaking. All he was trying to do was protect his town, and he did not do anything wrong apart from talk.
I've seen the video. I posted the video. Everyone knows, we all know what's happening. Sure, it's the same with me, Leroy. They arrested me last year for fuck all, for standing there. I was singled out, and listen, the guard punched me 3 times, the whole lot. I submitted a video showing all that, and I'm still up on it. So the justice system is just fucked in this country. You know what I mean?
But sure, they didn't. We had video evidence. They didn't even let us show the video evidence. I was a witness. I was there, and I how many times you go to court? 5 times. I've been down from Wexford and came down to Clonmel to go to the court here in Clonmel 5 times, like, to put the man as a witness, like, and they wouldn't even call a witness.
Yeah.
Well,
listen, anyone can help out. Please do contact Irish Warrior, contact Leroy there, or his family, and we'll get money sorted if we can, because people need to help out there. Because
I think there's a TikTok or there's a PayPal. The money will be going to him. But like, listen, I'm not in this for the money. You know what I mean? Like, just whatever money will be going to help out Mikey and the family here. I'm here trying to help out here at the minute. Just doing daily things. There's 4 young kids here in the house, like, and it's not easy for a woman on her own.
Right. Well, we'll move on now. If you want to stay on, you can stay on there for a minute. And we want to talk about, okay, this is the man I want to talk about. I want to talk about Judge Nolan. Okay, this is the Judge Nolan, the man who gives out all of these prison sentences and the suspended sentences for, I'm just going to present this. Just bear with me here, because I've a good few of them here to go through. So we just go with this for a minute. I'm going to share that. I'm going to move us up here for a minute. Boom. Okay, this is one of them. Ex-10-year coach. That's reduced to 2.5 years. He did that one. Okay, reduced that. This is from last year. Former Department of Justice official spared jail for possession of child abuse videos. Martin Nolan again. Then we have man who flew to Ireland to meet a girl 13, given suspended sentence. Martin Nolan again. Man given suspended sentence after being found with over 10,000 child sex images. That's July last year. Martin Nolan again. Man sentenced for sexual assault of girl 16 on a Ryanair flight. He got a suspended sentence again. That was on the 11th of April last year. And then we have man who sexually assaulted concert goer at Marley Park, given suspended sentence. That was from January last year. Same man, Martin. Man 23 given 3 years suspended sentence after defiling girl. Now, okay, usually from what I've seen from his stuff, from his sentences, usually he waits until you actually rape someone before he locks you up. You know, it's okay to have videos of kids and pornography, child pornography on your phone and all that, but it's only when you actually rape someone that. But this fella got a suspended sentence. I don't know how he slipped through the loophole. And then we have businessman who exposed his genitals to a 10-year-old girl gets suspended sentence. That was from January last year as well. Fatima Gunning reported on that. 47-year-old Stephen Russell. That's him. Mead man who exposed himself to schoolgirl given a suspended sentence. Oh, sorry, that's the same one. Sorry, that's my bad. Man caught with 4,000 child sexual abuse images and videos avoids jail term. Judge Martin Nolan again. That was the 29th of May, 23. But you can see where this is going. Look, a Wicklow man, possession of child sexual abuse, October last year, suspended sentence. There's a justice.
This is disgusting. Every single one of them lads should be thrown in jail, and the key should be thrown away.
But here's another one. Look, man with over 10,000 images of child abuse gets suspended sentence. That was from July last year. Now, listen, I could go on here. That's only 2024. Now, then we have 2025. Look. What's this one here? Man given suspended sentence over images. That was January. This is this young fella that lived in my area. He worked in the shop. Nikita Navoyan, 24 of the View Hunters Run. This happened in 2021. He was only 19 at the time. And it's after taking this long to get this to court. Like, there's guys I know got arrested at protests fucking 6 months ago and they're in down 3 and 4 months now. You know what I mean? So This is bullshit. It's bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? It really is. But that's only from last year. You know what I mean? Now, I could go on. There's 2023, there's 2022, there's 2021. But
listen, the world's run by unbelievably sick people. This is the issue. This is a whole thing across Europe, across America, across like this is. I don't know how far I can go. I can talk on this because see the problem with yeah, but you'll get banned. You'll get banned. When I start going anyway. You know what I mean? Like
we're not on YouTube. It doesn't matter. We're not on YouTube.
Like these rabbit holes go very, very deep. It's just how far out down the rabbit hole do you want to go? I mean, any of these people that are in power and they have lots of money, they'll do lots of evil, sick stuff to human beings. That's about all I'll say. And this is the issue we have. Anyone that's got power, anybody that's got money, this is the things that these guys are involved in. When you run out of getting your kicks out of buying stuff, what do you do after you don't get a buzz out of buying stuff anymore? What do you move on to next?
Yeah. This is it. But I've said this before. Years ago, pedophiles used to, what happened there?
But this is the paedophile thing has been a very, very big thing throughout Irish history. It's been a plague in our country for a long, long time, and nobody's not doing anything about it.
Yeah, I have Orla now.
We haven't done anything about it in hundreds of years.
Music in the background there, but I'll bring Orla up. Where is she? Hold on, let's me and you.
Orla's in the car.
Hi guys. Just for you, Martin. For you, Martin. I'm in the car.
Yeah, as always, Paul, my main system just crashed there. I've had to jump onto the laptop. So I don't know what my Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Hold on. Turn the light. Yeah, I can hear you, Martin.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, just like I said, my main system crashed, so I just had to switch to the laptop. It's grand. Yeah, look, we were just talking about Martin Nolan there. Look, I think Paul is having some fucking issues as well. So I reckon fucking we get hacked, or they try and take down the show sometimes when we're actually live. It does happen.
Either that or the minute I come on, all these problems start happening.
Yeah, well, look, there's kind of a pattern beginning to emerge there. Yeah, you've killed a couple of shows, Orla. Where are you going to or coming from?
I'm just after calling into an old school friend in Navan, so we're on our way back to Carlow.
How much wine have you had?
None. I had one Bulmers today. That's it. I've been very good.
I've been very good, very good. You're not driving now at all. You wouldn't be.
Definitely not. No.
Good. Yeah, you look like you're in the pasture. Have you your poor husband fucking chauffeured you around again?
He'll be grand. He'll be fine.
Anything strange in Carlow?
In Cavan, no, showed my mother's month's mine. So that was on today.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so we had a back to Cavan for that.
A month already?
Yeah, month on the 5th.
Jesus Christ, so quick.
I know, it's been a quick month.
Yeah. And January normally goes slow. So you up with family and friends?
Yeah, so that's it. As I said, I just dropped into a school friend. I haven't seen him in years in Navan. So yeah, I said it's gas. Like, do you know what I mean? We went to national school together, so it's good to catch up.
Yeah. It's always good. Anything strange in Carlow then?
Not really. Just a bit of crack going on there at Towers, but that's about it.
Yeah. Is that still going ahead?
I'll tell you why I came off there. I'm getting someone talking on my laptop, and I'm going through everything here looking to see who it is to try and kill it, but there's nothing there. It's crazy, like, you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah,
right.
Paul, the same thing happened to my system there. My
that's the voices in your head, man.
My main system crashed there. It actually froze completely. but I could still hear all the background audio, but everything else just froze. I had to actually do a fucking hold the button reset. Nothing else would work.
Yeah, I can hear everything here. You know, there's something going. Can you hear it? Can you hear it in the back? It's okay. Well, then if you can't hear it, don't worry about it. Fuck that. But I was trying to set up a thing there. But yeah, Orla, how are you getting on? Sorry, we'll go with a few comments. How are you getting on, Orla?
Oh yeah, grand. As I said, we're just on our way back to Carlow.
Brilliant. Yeah, your man's month's mind. That's Jesus, a month already. Wow.
Yeah, I know. The same. It should be the same with your nephew as well coming up.
Yeah. Dennis Carr, Paul, you're drunk, lol. I wish I fucking was drunk. I'm drinking coffee, mate. But
if anybody, sorry there, Paul, if anybody's looking for info, just don't hesitate to send me a message or send me a video on Facebook or TikTok or any questions you want to ask. I have lots of information, don't you worry.
That's cool. Lovely jubbly.
You should do, Leroy, you should do, I said it before, you should do a weekly show, schedule a weekly show. There's loads of platforms to do them on. You can share them out onto, like, you can use this, if you actually download StreamYard and actually create your own account, you can put, I think for free, you can put it out across a couple of accounts, Paul, can you?
You can put it out across 2 or 3, I think, and then you don't get, like, Leroy, we can have 10, I can have 10 people in the studio at any given time here because we pay for this one, you know what I mean? But for the normal one, I think you can have a one-on-one, you know what I mean? I think you can have you and somebody else.
Yeah, I have been on Derek Mousey's does something the same as this. I've been on that show a couple of times. I have been live with the stream. I don't know how to use it and that, but I think yeah, as you said, you have to pay to get the multiple users on it, don't you?
Well, listen, if you need to do any night, any week, just let me know. I can set you up at the studio and I can bring in whoever you want. You know what I mean? That's no problem. So don't hesitate to reach out if you want to do that.
Yeah, but see, at one stage there, I was trying to get organised that if we could get a kind of a live broadcast going 2 or 3 days a week for the afternoons, a continuous live between all the media creators, trying to bring a few of these people together that are doing media and get a live stream going from one iPad centre to another iPad centre. But see, it's trying to... You keep hitting this. This is just, unfortunately, the world revolves around money, unfortunately. And that's what keeps...
I'm going to be honest with you, Leroy. I pay for this in anyway. Okay, so, you know what I mean? Don't worry about the money on this. I pay for this myself every month in anyway. But what you're talking about, getting live streams, I can have the studio running live here now, and you can bring in 5 different iPad centres, different people. And you can talk amongst yourselves in here. You can let each other know what's going on. You can go live with that, you know? That's...
Yeah. I'll tell you what I can do. It's hard to get the logistics for this, especially, see, when you've got so many people and it's hard for people to take orders, you know what I mean? Like, and you're trying to... This kind of thing, like, so it's not easy to organise. I've been trying to organise some kind of organise this into this system for 10 months. So you know yourself, like, it's not too easy to do all these people.
Right, well, listen, we'll talk about it offline. Lads, I'm going to drop you down because I'm going to finish off now because I want to play this Rosslare video again before we go. So I'm going to drop you down and I'll talk to you in 2 minutes, right? Talk to you in a minute. Drop you down. Cheers. I'm just going to make myself big here now and... No, make myself big. Yeah, I'm just going to play this Rosslare video here again, okay, because this is very important. We need to be in Rosslare on the 20th. If we can get all the Says No groups there, please do so.
The Irish people are under siege by a reckless government that has abandoned its duty to protect our nation. Rosslare Europort has become a gateway for illegal immigration, facilitated by state inaction and policies that prioritise outsiders over the rightful sons and daughters of Ireland. The time for silence is over. Now is the time for action. Recently, 9 illegal immigrants were discovered hiding in a container at Rosslare. Were they deported immediately? No. Instead, they were processed and absorbed into a broken asylum system with no accountability or guarantee of removal. This is just one example of how our borders are wide open to those who enter unlawfully, aided by a government that refuses to enforce immigration law. Beyond illegal migration, the consequences of uncontrolled mass immigration, both legal and illegal, are measured in Irish lives lost. Countless people across Ireland have been murdered by individuals who should never have been here in the first place. From the tragic loss of Aisling Murphy to the horror of the Parnell Square attack and the recent murder of a child in New Ross, the Irish people are paying the price for a system that disregards their safety. This protest at Rosslare Europort is not just a demonstration, it is a stand for national survival. We demand immediate border security, deportation of all illegal migrants, and an end to the state's betrayal of its own people. Ireland belongs to the Irish, and we will not surrender our homeland without a fight. For our nation, for our fallen, for our future.
Yeah, we can all make it to Rosslare. That would be brilliant. Listen, thanks very much for everyone who joined tonight. Thanks to Leroy, thanks to Martin, thanks to Orla. I know Orla. And thanks very much for everyone for listening here this evening. And what I say every Sunday night is, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.